welcome once again. J76NY here, and it is the 12th of September 1942 at 3 o'clock in the morning, day 198 of our Pacific Campaign on War on the Sea, playing as the Allies. We have a decision to make right now. We have 50 command points. We have a battered task force Mac that's going to be heading back to Midway to get their ships fixed up after their battle with the Convoy in the last episode. And we have a Centaur class transport waiting for a load. We have currently on Midway 5,000 fuel, 710 troops, 340 engineering, and 80 supplies. I am thinking of future operations in the Solomons and beyond. We need a place to rearm down here. So, more than likely what I'm going to do, actually 100% likely what I'm going to do, is I'm going to grab some merchants that can carry a decent amount of troops and don't cost too much. 1,600. $1,800 for 9. 1,200. 1,640 for 12. That's 24. Plus the Centaur, which can carry 1,120. All right. We'll grab 2 of those. Merge them. Centaur. What? Alright. Well, we'll merge them with Centaur when Centaur gets her ass up there and picks up some supplies. Right now. And when Centaur gets up there, we'll pretty much clean out Midway for supplies until our next command point dump, which is, I believe, in 5 days. Then we'll have more troops. I'm going to send these supplies down. Just checking to see we have more supplies and troops on the Lay Convoy. Base Force 1 is moving to the Rabaul area. Probably going to do. You can't take all the troops off Rabaul. I could take some. I'm not taking any of the supplies. But I could take some of the supplies from Shortland. I'm not going to build this up any more than what it is at this present time. So it's a logistics thing. Going to get some more supplies down to Rabaul. Once the fuel gets down there, we should have enough to get up to at least level 2, and then we'll have to run some more fuel down at the next chance we get. Lay is our next objective, but we have to have coverage over here because they just showed us that they're still gunning for Port Moresby, probably Milne Bay too. So Task Force Tar Heels on their way over to relieve Task Force Mac. Subs are patrolling in the area. These transports are moving here and there. They're heading up with engineering. Invasion 1 is empty. So let's see. I'm just going to leave this here for now. Invasion 1 is going to go mark time over here, out of the way. Pressure's going to patrol there. Wahoo is still up in this area. Tautog is patrolling down in here. Rusty is going to stay patrolling here. And Truant is going to take up the task of the southern end of the slot near Savo Island. So that was quite a bit of map gazing. So let's get into today's episode. Hellcat scouts have spotted a group of 10 ships. Let's see, we can see which direction they're heading here. They're heading up, like, or they're not heading anywhere at all. Can't launch aircraft. Task Force Empire's on their way down to stand in between the WASP battle group and these two bases and whatever this happens to be. Which I'm kind of curious. Let's take a look and see if we can see here. No, it's going to make them disappear, cool down and all, but they are right out there. What are we looking at? Transport convoy. Like, we got a battleship. Possibly 2 battleships. You can get out of there, my friend, before you get shot down. Good sighting. Airplanes from 2 different aircraft on opposite ends of the Solomon Islands converge on the supply convoy headed for Milne Bay. Avengers from USS Block and Dauntless dive bombers from USS Enterprise maneuver to get into position, while their air commander picks targets for each group. Although the group consists of several destroyers, several light cruisers, and a pair of heavily armed heavy cruisers, the main objective of this air attack is going to be the 3 transport ships, which no doubt carry troops bound for Milne Bay. The Japanese are bound and determined to retake lost territory. It's up to these pilots to stop them. Despite the fact that the 3 transports are surrounded by escorts, and no doubt the pilots will have to fly through a wall of flak. The first group of Dauntless move in, followed closely by the second and third group, each one targeting a different cargo ship. With one transport sunk, the next group of Dauntlesses moves in. One of Block's Avenger torpedo bombers bombing from an altitude of 8,000 feet fails to drop her bombs and must circle back for another run. And the one that does drop misses completely. This is a missed opportunity as one of the heavy cruisers nearly collided with the transport ship in an attempt to offer fire suppression assistance. And the still-armed Avenger meets a fiery death at the hands of the anti-aircraft gunners of the Imperial Japanese Navy. With all the transports sunk, the 9 remaining Dauntlesses and 3 Avengers wait for word from the wing commander as to which targets they will attack. And it's decided that the first 3 Dauntlesses will move in on one of the light cruisers, the closest to the planes in the formation. And the Avengers will hit the heavy cruiser. With the Japanese formation in absolute shambles, the remaining 6 Dauntless dive bombers don't have to think hard about who to attack. Alright, and there we see the handiwork of our fun little air attack here. Transports number 1, 2, and 3 were sunk. What? One of the heavy cruisers has minor damage. The other has none. Moderate on one of the light cruisers, moderate on one of the destroyers, minor on one of the destroyers, and heavy on one of the destroyers, mostly due to collisions. I didn't target any destroyers. I think maybe number 9 got hit by a downed plane there at the end. That may be what that minor and minor is from. But all in all, we lost 8 aircraft out of 29. We sunk 3 transport ships. We got 3 man points. And that was right here. So, with what they have left, if they continue on down through here, they'll have to get through Tautog and Task Force Tar Heel. If they turn around and go back up here, they're going to have to get through Task Force Empire. So, I guess it is just a matter of... We'll send you patrolling like this. So you run out of fuel, and then these Dauntlesses. We'll send like that. But the threat of invasion is done. They are not going to be landing any troops. Unless they swim there. But good luck with that. Alrighty, guys. Now, here's my dilemma. I guess it's not really much of a dilemma, because they're way up here. But we gotta float. Means there's something out here. So Task Force Tar Heel is turning tail and heading right back over here. They'll actually kind of take a course like this in case they come down. I want to get them up to Port Moresby fairly fast. We have 16 Dauntless dive bombers from either Enterprise or Wasp. Wait, Wasp says it right there. And we've got 12 from Enterprise. So that's 28. 14 per heavy cruiser. It should be enough to destroy both those heavy cruisers. That's my guess. I'm going to try and do it like that. Enterprise is ready to launch again. So is Wasp. Not really sure what Enterprise has left. 17 Dauntlesses. 36 Wasps. Where all our Avengers are. Right there. Alright, well. Enterprise Battle Group's gonna move off in this direction too, in case something pops up over here. But let's get into another air attack. First group of Avengers moves in simultaneously as one large group. I got some of them going for number 1, some of them going for number 2. I just targeted and hit the attack button. Oh, we got a float plane that's gonna cause us some problems here. So there's quite a few of them moving in on number 2 right as we speak, all missing. There is a good attack here. Looks like number 1 is getting some attention now over here. There we go. What I like to see. Oh, that was kind of lame. Alright, so that's everyone for the first group. See how we did here. Moderate and minor, and number 2 has heavy. Heavy minor. Somewhat disappointing. Alright. These guys, Oh, that's an individual. That's one of the individuals. I have 26. I'm gonna form these guys up into a line ahead here. Target number 2. Attack. Form up target number 1 and attack. Yeah, well, whatever. Number 2. Looks like they're about to render each other inoperable here. Oh, maybe not. Alright. So let's see how these guys do here. I believe number 2 is the more damaged. Yeah, number 2 is the more damaged of the two. I doubt either one of these are going to sink unless they have some type of magazine / cargo explosion. Is entirely possible, but not too likely here. We're just waiting for the planes to move in. God, so far off. Good job, guys. At everybody? That was pathetic. Was no more damage than what they had before. Alright, well. Guess we all know what that means. Whose job is it going to be to sink those ships? It might be my wife's job. At least that's what she said behind me. She may sink a Japanese task force. Who knows? Alright, just a quick update here. Unfortunately, they did manage to outpace Task Force Empire. They are heading back to wherever they happen to come from. But we do have another potential threat. Facing Port Moresby out here. With the scout plane. It's just sort of hanging out. Not really sure what they're doing. Like they may be headed back to that group. So, as of right now, the sea lanes around Port Moresby seem fairly clear. But I am going to keep Task Force Empire in a position, or Task Force Arheel in a position where they can respond somewhat quickly to anything that may show up. Kvang went through all their supplies already, so we've got troops here. We've got nothing here. I've been collecting my transports over here. Actually, does Shortland have 7,000 supplies? I'm gonna grab some supplies. And then we've also got the Solomon Express, which has nothing. So they're going to run down here and link up with this group. At least some of them are. Well, I'll do this on my own time here. But I just wanted to give you a quick update on the surface group that I really expected Task Force Empire to catch up to. So, 2 back-to-back episodes with surface combat was kind of my goal. At 8:15 in the morning of September 15th, 1942, Task Force Empire comes into contact and is attacked by a group of a dozen Japanese Zeros. Anti-aircraft guns open up on the incoming threat, and the speculation begins. These planes could have either come from a land-based airfield to the north or an inbound Japanese carrier. All these planes head for HMS Renowned, and she begins her evasive maneuvers to avoid the smaller, yet still damaging bombs dropped by the Japanese Zeros. Japanese pilots, after having dropped their bombs, know the damage to the enemy convoy will be minimal, but now they have sighting and can report back to high command. Well, I guess we have our answer as to where those Zeros came from. 8 ships, maybe 1 CV, 1 CA. I've got Dauntlesses, Avengers, Wildcats, B-17s all moving in. I may actually throw up our Hellcats too. We'll just send them with the rockets here. It's a matter of getting everybody coordinated there and not having them run out of fuel and heading back. I'm not sure the B-17s are going to get there in time, and the Avengers that I launched plus the Hellcats, we could have you escort Avengers in. But we'll at least have Dauntlesses and Avengers in on the first strike. B-17s, Avengers, and Hellcats in on the second strike. I've rerouted Task Force Empire to get put them in between the inbound group and Kavang. So dropped off some supplies to Kavang while we were there, and working pretty good. Our first ground troops and their equal amount of supplies are almost to lay, so there's that as well. So the plan is to hit them with 1 strike, and then a follow-up strike. Maybe Task Force Empire will see some action after all. Never know, though. Alright, so what was a fraction of a second for you was about 7 hours for me. We had the painter show up, so I had to stop recording for them to do our living room. Saved the battle, and when I loaded back in, the other 6 of my B-17s, or 5 B-17s vanished. Not really a big deal. They didn't get shot down. They just vanished. They're gone. Like I said, not really a big deal because they still exist. They still have their bombs. So hopefully on the strategic map we can get them back and make another strike. I was going to do some skip bombing with the B-17s. Give that a shot and see what we have. So what do we have to attack the rest of this convoy with? We've got 3, 6, 8. We got a lot of Avengers. Got a whole lot of Avengers. Actually, pretty sure, yep. And all their bomb bay doors are closed. Just make sure they have their bombs. These guys probably don't have their bombs. Nope. Alright. So they're leaving. The ones that are circling have their bombs. I had everyone out circling to wait their turn to attack. We've also got circling a whole lot of Hellcats with rockets. So these Hellcats are going to go after the destroyers. Like these two. Unfortunately, they're too far out of position to really make a difference now, but these two just helped us out a little bit. We do have a stationary heavy cruiser. I believe we have... Get these guys turned in. Moving towards their targets. Really kind of a bummer about the B-17s, now that I'm thinking about it. I did want to try skip bombing. These guys are pretty close to their target, so... Get them in immediately. These guys are going to circle for a second, just so I don't have to... Actually, let's go in. Slow down. We've got... transports to hit here. Number 3 and number 1. So you, my friends, want you in line ahead. Want you targeting number 1. Going 10 knots. Gonna drop a little bit after the bullseye, just to try and get all 3 planes completely spread. On the transport. Oh my god! Well, this is a good thing we have a lot of Avengers. That was unfortunate. He's pretty small too, so... good chance that's not going to do anything at all. Yeah. Good job, Jay. Good job. Meanwhile, the other guys are overflying the target. Let's find someone for you to bomb. Okay, well, why not? And we already overflow it. So, awesome. Oh, maybe not. Absolute mess. See what happens when you come back to an attack 7 hours later. There we go. The Hellcats are attacking that group too. I guess we got two. Well, they were going to attack destroyers anyway. Watch it all fall right in the middle. I'm going to break these other two Avengers. I don't want I don't want everyone in the group. There we go. Okay, now these guys. Go. Yeah, it's gonna fall right in the middle of them. Painters. All right, warm up line ahead. 7 and 8. Warm up line ahead. Number 2. Make a good target for you. And once again, we've got Hellcats with. And they didn't. Okay, well, switch your target. Number 3. Gotta remember my Hellcats coming in. Oh. You guys are gonna have to circle for now. As are you. Kinda curious what happened to my B-17s. None of my Hellcats seem to be attacking either. If for some strange reason, and these guys don't have their bomb bay door. For some strange reason, I don't sink both these transports, or all 3 of these transports. I'm going to be kind of mad. We did get the carrier, though. There's that. Alright, turn in. Going 11 knots. Drop. Skedaddle. One of these guys we already hit once, but Didn't seem to do too much damage to him. Here. 35, 36, and 37. There we go, number 3. I'm going to have you target number 2. Stop your spin. Come up. Target number 1. Oh, they're empty. All right. One. So 2 more groups of Avengers and 2 more transports. And the Hellcats. What we have making our attack. Our next attack. This guy might be kind of hard because he's somewhat small. And start turning in. Some of them are at 7,000 feet. Some of them I got all the way up there. I'm going to try and get this guy. He's running right at him. Turn into the left. Are you not in line ahead? Alright, so make sure all selected. Of course. All right. Hopefully some of them hit. Yeah. One of them did. Okay. Making sure everybody's empty before I send them off out of the engagement area here. Kind of an interesting looking sky there. Alright, these guys are going to move in. One Hellcat did peel off to attack this destroyer right here that's nosediving. I've got 3 that are moving in on this remaining cargo ship here. I'll take a look at the damages. Critical and heavy, so it shouldn't take much to put that one down. This one, destroyer number 9's critical and heavy as well. And everyone else has been damaged due to poor Japanese seamanship. Apparently these guys don't have rockets. This will be strafing. We got rockets, so I don't understand what's happening here. I guess this is what happens when you save right in the middle of a battle. Game gets really confused because they don't have rockets. I can see them with my eyes. So I guess we'll see what comes out of these guys' wings once they get into position here. Well, okay. Maybe those fires will develop. Looking pretty rough. We did have a B-17 reports contact loss. Those are my missing B-17s. So where would they be? On the map? Somewhere? Maybe not. Apparently nobody can see anything. And we did have something sank back there. But I'm not entirely sure what. Because this is all messed up. Number 2 is sinking. Alright, so we did sink all the transports. Fortunately, I can't see any of them because I guess all my close-in planes got shot down. And I guess maybe they counted as B-17s. I'm hoping not. Lost 16 out of 54. So there's that. Not gonna stick around and wait for that destroyer. Sunk, 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 sunk. Carrier. Critical and heavy on number 9. So maybe she would have sunk, maybe she wouldn't. We've got 1 destroyer and a heavy cruiser that have no damage. 2 destroyers and a heavy cruiser. So if we get into another attack on this group, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that wasn't bad, to be honest with you. That wasn't bad. It was up in this area, so we still have our B-17s. Sweet. Okay, so they're gonna patrol like this. Dauntlesses with 164 miles are gonna patrol out this way. Avengers are headed back. These guys have 162 miles and they're going to patrol out this way. And our Hellcats, like 3 of them. Yep. We're going to patrol like this. And we're going to see where that remainder of that group ends up. We did swap out the block, I think it was, for Ultimaha. That's where all the Hellcats came from. Not many of them are coming back. Task Force Empire is heading up in response to this group. May still be needed, although without their transports, the convoy is probably going to turn around. What our B-17s are for. Still got a heavy cruiser we could put down. But this all-day process for me is now at an end, as is this episode. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you have any tips or advice, leave those in the comment section below. If you want to follow along, hit the subscribe. Don't forget to turn the little bell on so you don't miss any upcoming action here in the Pacific Theater of Operation. And we'll see you for episode number 52. J76NY saying thank you very much for watching and have yourself a very good day.